Basically, they saw what he was doing, adding writer names to songs and stuff like that, and then they saw the technique, and then they just started doing the same thing that the Jewish guy was doing.
Real life. It ain't real life. Just a real life street Starz. You know what time it is.
So, when it comes to, DMX, right? Because that's another case that was real big on your thing. How did that situation happen?
Well, we took Sugar Hill to court for stealing probably like.
How did Sugar Hill get DMX?
Well, it was half legit. They got a lawyer to do a deal. They ran down the lawyer and told the lawyer that he had a bunch of money out there. The lawyer entrusted them and got DMX to sign some paperwork where they would get 10, 15% for collection off the first 3 DMX albums. All right? No, off the first 2 DMX albums. All right?
Yeah, those was classic.
What happened was they collected off of 3 albums, one extra that they weren't supposed to collect on, and they never paid money on any of the 3. They just went in and kept all the money, and went to the dealership. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just what it was.
And we're talking about Sugar Hill is an all black. They were the first black owned.
But the thing about it is that they learned from I would think that they learned from Morris Levy. All right, Morris Levy was down with the mob. Didn't they have a movie called Roulette Records or something like that?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the movie, but it was something like that. But basically, they saw what he was doing, adding writer names to songs and stuff like that, and then they saw the technique, and then they just started doing the same thing that the Jewish guy was doing. Yeah, that's basically it,
So do you fault them at all, or do you feel like?
Hell yeah, I fault them, because, they would be 10 times bigger if they just paid people legitimately. But what I think is that they were under pressure with the mob, so they couldn't pay nobody legit. So if they were getting pressure with the mob and paying the mob money, I got to take from the artist so I could live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then the artists are scared to ask for money because they see that they're there with the mob. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just how it was. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, they still got them under contracts. And I try to talk to a couple of these guys, but they just like to be abused. They like to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? Some of them think they got it half straight when they don't. They don't pay. They just continuing the handbook that was given to them, from the father or how Morris was doing it, whatever. They're just continuing the handbook. You know what I'm saying?
So, what is the? We know there's a lot of gain from stealing, but when there's people out there like you that will be like, "Hey, they got your paper." What is the motivation behind it when they know they're going to have to give it back eventually?
I mean, they don't, man, bro. They play hard, man. They try their hardest not to give it back. They'll be like, I just spoke to one today. I got in the argument. There's only one left. I just spoke to him today. He's trying to scam one of my writers. Actually, it was Val Young, who sang "To Live and Die in L.A."
You're right.
They've been stealing her money since 2002.
Yeah.
All right, and he called her up. I was on the Star Report 3-4 days ago. All right, I was his co-host, talking about royalties and things like that, right? And he heard it. I'm sure he heard it, or somebody told me he heard it. So he tried to beat my client to the chase. He called her up today and offered her $7,200. $7,200 when they stole easy 6 figures. To Live and Die in L.A. She's on a bunch of Snoop songs. They're still holding 20 songs of hers, in certain places and things like that. I mean, they want her to take the $7,200, sign this paperwork so you can't come back at me. And then I came up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's willing to pay people back, but he's willing to pay people shorts. Right. And then the royalty statement that he's going to give you is going to be fake too. Like, oh, no, it says $7,200. And that's bullshit. Because I caught him in a lie today when she called me up. Yeah. Mm.
Now you got to break.
Half these guys are goofy in the town. Honestly, I mean, they just look at him as a legend. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't look at him like that. Right. They look at him as like royalty. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at him like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why I'm mean. They are who they are. They like to be lied to. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It sounds like a lot of people ain't going to get their money because they want to be cool and be friends and be
able to...
they
do. They want to, but this way, you being around them makes them feel relevant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I know so and so. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like you know, they got nothing in themselves, so they got to stand next to them to feel relevant. You know what I'm saying? This guy's a nobody. I mean, you look at it, he's a nobody. He's nobody. I mean, all he did was inherit, you know, a catalog. He's nobody.
Yeah.
He ain't shit. He ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe half the city goes for this guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's crazy.
Man, help me break down this UMG Drake beef, man. He's suing UMG, which is his actual label, right? How does that work, man?
I mean, I really didn't look into it that much about because I do so much work, so I really don't know much about it. But I mean,
he's alleging that basically the Kendrick Lamar they use bots and they use tactics.
I think what he's saying is that Universal purposely messed up his next negotiation. You know what I'm saying? By you putting out this record, you know, and making me look crazy and making my stock go down. Right. Now I come back to the table because maybe he got $500 million last time or something like that. Now he wants to renegotiate, and Universal will be like, oh, I can't pay you as much. Like, your stock went down. No, but you did that to me. I'm suing you. You did this purposely. I think that's the whole narrative, or part of the narrative.
What is your take? Do you think he will be successful? Do you think any of that is true? Like, some of the things that he's alleging is that they're...
I mean, Universal plays dirty. I mean, I wouldn't put nothing past them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Sugar Hill stole millions from Universal, and they still gave him an administration deal. They still look at him as lucrative. They still gave him an admin deal. I've showed Universal facts that they stole money from writers and all sorts of stuff, and they know. I got emails and everything to prove it. As long as they're lucrative and they get their percent, they turn a blind eye. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just beat somebody for $1 million in court back in August with some clients, and Universal's the guy I beat. The catalog is through Universal, and the catalog got some value. And they know the guy's a thief and wasn't paying my writers, my clients and stuff like that. But, you know, they don't care because they make so much money with that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's all about market share. They don't want to lose market share. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these companies don't want to lose market share. You know what I'm saying? And they turn a blind eye to the thievery. They really do. I mean, I don't care if they try to say anything about it. You know what I mean? I could prove it. I mean, I could, everything I'm saying I could prove. Right. You know what I mean? So if they want to try to sue me or whatever, okay, you know, I got plenty of ammunition for them. I mean, even look at the Benzino thing.
Right.
When he did the hip hop here, I think it was called Hip Hop. He came out with a series of hip hop compilations when he Source Presents Hip Hop something, volume 1 through 14. Right. So by the time I ran into Benzino, you know, he moved, so he was under a bad address, so he stopped getting payments from Universal. And he was getting payments probably till like 2004 or so through Universal. After Iveen took Benzino to court over Eminem over defamation and stuff like that, it didn't work to Iveen's advantage. I think the case got thrown out and they had to pay for Benzino's lawyers and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, by the time I tried to collect after that court case, all of a sudden they put him under he was cross-collateralized, which means that all projects had to recoup in order for you to get paid on one. And out of the 14 projects, they only have like 4 projects on the royalty statement, and they got him unrecouped for like $1.3 million, but they didn't put the other 8 projects on there. If he put the other 8 projects in there, he'd be in the black and he'd be getting money. So basically, it looks like they just took his paperwork in there and just threw it up in there and said, you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Just being emotional over the Eminem case. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he got 14 projects on the royalty. He has 14 projects he put out, but on the royalty statement, there's only 4 projects that he's recouping off of. You know what I'm saying? If that's not demonic.
Yeah.
Why don't more artists sue their labels then?
Because they want to stay relevant. That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I've spoken to super popular people before, and I'm like, yo, the money's here. All we gotta do is this and that, and they don't. I don't want to do it because that's gonna mess my career up. All right. Well, I mean, like these guys don't believe in themselves enough. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't know. I'm not scared of the machine. Maybe because I'm not an artist. I don't know, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the machine. I'm not looking for a record deal. So I mean,
Right? Do we need the machine? Does the artist need the machine anymore?
well, I mean, you're going to be more popular in the machine because they're going to put more marketing and promotion into you. I mean, and I think the artists still want to feel like I signed to Universal. Like they want to have that prominent name under them instead of like, oh, I went independent. And some guys are smart and go independent and don't care about the machine like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think most artists still care about the machine.
Yeah, should they?
I wouldn't, from my experience. I mean,
The machine doesn't care about you?
yeah, they won't buy you a casket.
Oh,
Ooh.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move it. Hey.